Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Mystic Life Astrology. Today we are talking about one of the most important long-term transit of the next decade, Chiron moving into Taurus. Chiron entered Taurus for the first time around 19th and 20th of June 2026. Then it will briefly move back into Aries during the retrograde period, before returning properly to Taurus on 14th of April 2027, where it stay until May 2023, with a short preview of Gemini in 2033. So this is not a quick transit. It's not a passing mood. This is a deep healing journey. And Taurus is connected to money, self-worth, body, food, nature, values, security, possessions, and the nervous system. This transit will ask all of us one very important question. Where have I placed my sense of safety? Is it in the money? Is it in someone else's approval? Is it in beauty? Is it in possessions? Is it in control? Is it in the idea that when I finally have enough, then I feel safe? Chiron in Taurus says your healing begins when you stop looking outside yourself for proof of your value. Sometimes the biggest barrier is not the outside world. It is the voice inside us that says, "Who do you think you are?" Then we have to reflect on that and do what you're called to do. Start before you feel fully ready. Learn as you go. Break the old limits. People who change their lives are not always the ones with perfect conditioning. They're the ones who decide the dream is stronger than the fear. For the collective, what would be the lesson of Chiron in Taurus? Chiron is known as the wounded healer. In the birth chart and by transit, Chiron shows a place where we may carry pain, sensitivity, shame, rejection, or wound that is not always easy to fix. But Chiron is not only about pain. Chiron is also only about where we become wise. It is where we become compassionate. It is where our wound become a medicine. It is part of us that says, I have been through something. It changed me. But now I can help someone else walk through the same darkness. So when Chiron moves into Taurus, the collective wood moves into Taurus themes. And what the Taurus themes are. Taurus is the sign of the earth. It is the sign of the body. It is the sign of stability, money, food, land, nature, beauty, pleasure, ownership, and self-worth. So from 2026 to 2034, many people will begin healing wounds around, am I enough? Do I have enough? Am I safe? Is my body acceptable? Can I trust life to support me? Do I value myself beyond what I earn or produce? This transit can bring up fears around money and security. Some people may feel anxious about income, property, savings, or cost of living. We witness the rising of cost of living all over the globe now. Others may realize they have been working too hard or too little. Some may finally see where we have been underchanging, under-receiving, or undervaluing their own gifts. But Taurus is slow medicine. Chiron in Taurus does not heal through rushing. It heals through grounding. It heals through the body. It heals through consistency. It heals through nature. It heals through food, rest, touch, simplicity, and coming back to what is real. This is a transit where many people may feel called to simplify life, less clutter, less waste, perhaps less changing, less proving, less buying things to feel an emotional emptiness, more quality, more peace around the globe, more connection to nature, more respect for the body, more honest conversation about money, more awareness of what truly matters on a global level. Chiron in Taurus can also reveal collective wounds around resources, wounds around food systems, the land, the climate change, animal welfare, financial instability, the gap between rich people and poor people, the way we consume, the way we treat the earth, the way we measure value. And because Chiron in Taurus will be a long square to Pluto in Aquarius, especially around 2028 until 2032, we may also see a big collective question about control, power, technology, money system, and who has access to resources, who hold the resources, and also who allow the access to the resources. Pluto in Aquarius asks who hold the power in the collective. Chiron in Taurus asks who feels safe, fed, valued, and protected. And this can bring up uncomfortable realities, but it can also bring a massive healing. We may see more interest in financial, education, sustainable living, herbal medicine, farming, food quality, body healing, trauma healing through the body, animal protection, and more ethical ways of living. Chiron in Taurus reminds us that spirituality is not only in the sky, it is also in the body. It is the food we eat, it is how we treat the earth, it is how we care for animals, it is how we honor our physical life. The higher lesson of Chiron in Taurus is this: I do not need to own more to be worthy. I do not need to look perfect to be loved. Everyone deserves to be loved after all, regardless of the way that they look like. I do not need to control everything to feel safe. I can build inner security, slow honesty, and to do that naturally. So now let's go through the 12 rising signs. For the most accurate forecast, listen your rising sign first, because this is show how this Chiron in Taurus will activate in your chart. You can also listen your sun and moon sign if this feels like it may resonate with you. I've got a wheel here. It's from Australia. I can link down below. So Aries Rising. Here is the Aries. Let's imagine this is Chiron. It's in your second house, Aries. Chiron in Taurus move through your second house of money, income, self-worth, talents, possessions, and personal values. So for you, this transit is very direct. It may bring up old wounds around money. It may bring up fear of not having enough. It may bring up feeling that you need to work harder to prove more, or constantly pushing yourself to be worthy of receiving. You may ask yourself, do I value myself only when I am productive? Do I feel safe when I have money, but anxious when I do not? Do I do I do I undercharge for my gifts? Do I give too much and receive too little? This transit can also reveal where you have ignored your natural talents. You may have a gift, a skill, or a creative ability that you have not fully trusted. So Chiron in Taurus says your value is not something you earn, it is something you remember. Financially, this is a long-term healing process. It may ask you to become more conscious with spending, saving, pricing, and receiving, not from fear, but from self-respect. When Chiron square Pluto in Aquarius, especially around 2028 onwards, money and friendship, communities, groups, or online networks may become a theme. Be careful with lending money to friends. Be careful with joining groups that drains your resources. Be clear about financial agreement. Your healing path is not build a healthier relationship with money and healing self-worth. You do not need to prove that you deserve comfort. You do not need to overgive to be loved. You do not need to chase security as if it is always running away from you. This transit is happening to you and will help you say, I'm worthy. My gifts have value. I can receive without guilt. I can build stability one step at a time. Taurus Rising. Taurus Rising, Chiron is in your first house, and this is a powerful transit, Taurus, because Chiron will move through the first house of identity, body, appearance, confidence, boundaries, and how you meet the world. This is deeply personal, Taurus. Chiron in your first house may bring old insecurities to the surface. Insecurities about your body, your looks, your age, your confidence, your identity, your right to take up space. You may become more aware of where you have judged yourself harshly. You may notice how often you compare yourself to others. You may feel sensitive about how people see you. But Taurus, this transit is not here to make you feel small. It is here to bring you up back into your body with love. The wound may be, I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not accepted as I am. I need to change myself to be loved. The healing is my body is my home. My presence is my medicine. I do not need to become someone else to be worthy. This is an important time, Taurus, for care your physical body without pushing in it. Just don't push the care. Should come naturally. No extreme diets, no harsh self-criticism, no trying to fix yourself from a place of shame. Instead, ask yourself, what makes me feel comfortable in my own skin? What food gives me life? What clothes feel like me? What roots help me feel grounded? Where do I need stronger boundaries? With Chiron in your first house, you may also become a healer for others simply by being honest about your own journey. Your vulnerability can also help people feel less alone. You are learning that your softness is not weakness. Your softness is not a failure. Your scars do not make you less beautiful. This transit is helping you embody the truth. And I'm allowed, the truth you should tell yourself is, I'm allowed to be seen exactly as I am. Gemini. Gemini Rising, Chiron in Taurus is in your 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of subconscious dreams, spiritual healing, hidden fears, isolation, past karma, and emotional release. This is deep, invisible transit. It may not always be obvious on the surface. You may feel emotional sensitivity, but not always know where it is coming from. You may feel tired, reflective, or drawn to solitude. Old fears may rise quietly from the background. The 12th house is the house of what is hidden. So Chiron here can reveal wounds you have buried, avoided, or carried silently for a very long time. Gemini. Because this is Taurus, those wounds may be connected to survival, money, food, the body stability, or belongings. You may feel, I don't know why I feel unsafe. I feel like I'm carrying something old. I need peace, but I don't know how to find it. This is a beautiful transit for spiritual healing and implementing spiritual practices in your day-to-day life, like meditation, journaling, dream work. You can make your own dream map, energy healing, herbal teas, natural walks, gardening, homeopathy, prayers, and some kind of creative solitude. It's good time for therapy, body-based healing, like somatic healing, yoga. All of those can help you reconnect with yourself. You may also feel called to serve quietly behind the scenes, helping in the kitchen, community gardening, shelters, animal rescue, hospitals, or spiritual spaces that can bring healing to you and to others. This transit asks you to stop running from your own inner world. Your healing comes through silence, through slow down, through listening to your body, through allowing emotions to move instead of explaining them away. Gemini, your mind is fast, but this healing is slow. Chiron is in Taurus is saying you do not need to understand everything immediately. This is some things are healed by presence, not analysis. Cancer rising. Cancer. Here is your rising sign, and Chiron in Taurus is in your 11th house. 11th house of friendship, community, social network, hopes, dreams, and the people you surrounding yourself with. This transit may bring healing and sometimes wounds through friendships and groups. You may begin questioning where you belong. You may feel sensitive in friendships. You may wonder whether people truly value you, including you, or appreciate what you give. The wound may sound like, I'm not important in this group. I give more than I receive. I need to prove my worth to be included. There may also be money games with friends. For example, who is paying what? Who contributes to what? Who gives too much? Who gives less? Who takes too much? Who takes less? During the Chiron Pluto square in 2028 up to 2023, 32, I'm sorry. Be careful with sharing finances, group investment, lending money to friends, or joining communities where the energetic of finances exchange is unclear. This does not mean you should mistrust everyone. No, it means you should have healthy boundaries. Cancer, you're naturally caring, but this transit asks, do I confuse love with emotional labor? Do I try to heal everyone in the group? Do I overgive because I am afraid of being left alone? The gift of Chiron here is that you may become deeply healing in community spaces. You may attract people who need your world. You may create a circle, groups, or online community where people feel safe. But the healing must be mutual. You are not here to be everyone's emotional bank account. You are not here to buy belongings. You are not here to lose yourself in others people's needs. This transit helps you find your true people, the ones who value you, the ones who respect your energy, the ones who do not require you to abandon yourself, to belong somewhere. Leo Rising. Leo Rising, Chiron in Taurus, is in your 10th house. Moves through your 10th house of career, public image, reputation, leadership, success, authority, and life directions. This is a powerful professional healing cycle. You may become more aware of where you feel undervalued in your work. You may feel like you give so much, but do not receive the recognition, payment, or respect you deserve. The want may be, my work is not appreciated. I am not successful enough. I am afraid of losing my position. I need to prove my worth through achievements. This transit may bring questions around your career path. You are building something meaningful here. Are you being paid fairly? Are you respected by bosses, clients, or the public? Are you working from passion or from survival fear? Because Taurus is connected to money and value, your career may go through a slow but important recalibration. Some Leos may become healers through their public work. If you are in the beauty, food, finances, coaching, design, health, bodywork, art, astrology, wellness, or anything creative, your work may touch people deeply. You may not realize how healing your present is. Chiron in the 10th house can also bring sensitivity around authority figures, a boss, parent, mentor, or public role may trigger old wounds around approval. But Leo, you're not here to shrink so others feel powerful. You're here to lead from the heart. The healing is to stop measuring success only by status, money, and applause. True success is alignment. This transit, it says, build slowly, build honestly, build something that reflects your own values, something that is aligning with your heart and your soul. Your work is medicine when it comes from your truth. Virgo Rising, Taurus. Here is Virgo, and Chiron in Taurus is in your ninth house, Virgo. And the ninth house is the house of higher learning, teaching, publishing, travels, spirituality, wisdom, belief system, and your vision of life. Because Taurus is a fellow earth sign, this transit can be very healing for you, but it may also bring up insecurities around knowledge, teaching, confidence in your own wisdom. You may ask yourself, do I know enough? Am I qualified enough? Can I teach this? Can I share my truth? What if I get it wrong? This transit can bring imposter syndrome, especially if you are studying, teaching, creating content, writing, or sharing spiritual knowledge. But Chiron here says your wisdom does not need to be perfect to be healing. You may also revisit beliefs around money, abundance, morality, and success. Maybe you inherit beliefs such as money is hard to earn. Spiritual people should not charge. I must work twice as hard to deserve anything. I am only valuable if I am successful. Chiron in Taurus help you heal those beliefs slowly. Travel may become also a healing theme. Some Virgos may feel called to nature retreat, sacred places, farming, countryside, or slower form of travel. Others may feel more cautious with travel expenses or travel safety. Be mindful of overspending on courses, teachings, retreats, or spiritual programs. Choose mentors who empowers you, not people who make you dependent on them. Your healing comes through grounded wisdom, not theory alone, not perfection, not lived experience. Virgo, this transit reminds you are allowed to teach while you're still learning, and that's totally fine. We all do that. You're allowed to grow slowly. Your voice carries medicine because it is honest. Libra Rising. Libra Rising, there it is. Chiron, here is you. Chiron in Taurus is in your 8th house. 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, debts, taxes, inheritance, investment, emotional vulnerability, trauma, and deep transformation. This is one of the deepest placements for Chiron in the 8th house. It may bring healing around trust, trusting others, trusting yourself, trusting financial agreements, trusting intimacy, trusting that you can be vulnerable and still be safe. The want may be, if I depend on someone, I may lose control. If I share too much, I may be hurt. Money and intimacy are not safe. I must protect myself from being betrayed. Because Taurus rules money and the 8th house rules shared resources, This transit asks for clarity around joint finances. If you share money with a partner, business partners, family members, or investors, make sure everything is clear. Do not rely only on trust. Use agreements. Use boundaries. Ask questions. Do researches about prices. If something needs to be bought, how much it is, can we find it in different price? This is especially important when Chiron square Pluto in Aquarius, because money, children, romance, creativity, or business investments may be connected. Emotionally, this transit can help you heal old patterns through intimacy and self-protection. You may realize where you have avoided deep connection because it feels too risky, or where you have merged too much with someone else and lost your own value. Chiron in Taurus in the 8th house says, I can be vulnerable without abandoning myself. I can share without losing power. I can receive support without shame. For some Libras, this can also be powerful for trauma healing, body healing, financial therapy, intimacy work, or helping others through crisis. Your wound can become your wisdom. Your depth can become your gift. Scorpio Rising. Oh, that's it here. This is you, Scorpio Rising. And this is Chiron in Taurus in your 7th house. 7th house is the house of relationship, marriage, partnership, clients, contracts, and one-to-one connections. This is a major relationship healing cycle for you. Because Taurus is in your opposite sign, this transit may bring people into your life who mirror your wounds around love, trust, worthiness, and security. You may attract someone who needs healing. You may attract someone who helps you heal. Could be vice versa. Sometimes both can be true. This wound may be, will they stay? Am I enough for this person? Do I lose myself in this relationship? Do I choose people who need fixing? This transit also asks you to be compassionate, but not self-sacrificing. You can love someone without becoming their therapist. You can support someone without carrying their entire healing process. You can be patient without accepting emotional negligence. Financial value in relationship will also become important during this transit. Who pays? Who contributes? For what? What does security mean to each person? Do you both have similar values around money, comfort, home, and long-term stability? If you are entering marriage, business partnerships, or serious commitment, make sure practical arrangements are clear. From 2028 till 2032, when Chiron squares Pluto in Aquarius, it will be in your 4th house of relationship. Wants connect to family patterns. You may see how your childhood, family history, or ancestral patterns influence who you choose and how you relate. This can be intense but also deeply healing. Scorpio, this transit teaches I do not need to lose myself to be loved. I do not need to rescue someone to prove my value. Healthy love feels steady, honest, and safe. Sagittarius Rising. Sagittarius Rising, this is you, and here is Chiron is in your 6th house. Chiron in Taurus move through your 6th house of health, work, daily routine, service, habits, pets, and the body rhythm. This transit is very connected to physical healing. You may become more aware of body needs, your food, what food your body needs, your sleep, your stress levels, your work-life balance, your daily habits. The wounds may be I'm not doing enough. Sagittarius. My body is not reliable. I have to work harder to be useful. If I rest, everything will fall apart. Chiron in Taurus in the 6th house can bring attention to food, weight, digestion, energy level, throat, neck, thyroid, and the metabolism themes. This does not mean something negative must happen. It means your body may speak more loudly, asking you to listen. This is not the theme of extreme diets or pushing routines. It is the theme of simple, steady care. Eat real food. Move gently. Like do exercise, but the gentle type of one, something like Tai Chi, yoga, but not the extreme yoga. Rest properly. Spend time in nature. Just lie in the grass and watch the sky and the tree. Create routines that make you feel safe, not trapped. Work may also become a healing theme. You may feel undervalued at work or asked to do so much. If you're consistently overgiving, your body may eventually say, no, I've had enough. Pets and animals can be very healing during this transit. And this is amazing. A pet may help you build routine, soften your heart, and connect with simple joy. With Chiron square Pluto in your 3rd house, communication at work become important now. So speak up for yourself. Speak up for others who cannot speak up for themselves. Ask for what you need. Do not suffer silently. Sagittarius, your healing is not about doing more. It is about creating a life your body can actually live inside. Capricorn Rising. Capricorn. Here, this is you. And Chiron in Taurus is in your 4th house, in your 5th house. Sorry. The 5th house is the house of joy, creativity, romance, children's pleasure, confidence, hobbies, and the inner child we live within every one of us. This is a beautiful but sensitive healing cycle. It may bring up wounds around being seen, enjoying life, expressing yourself, or feeling worthy of love and pleasure. The wound may be the creativity is not good enough. I cannot relax until everything is secure. I have to earn joy. If I show my heart, I may be rejected. Capricorn, you're naturally responsible. But this transit asks you to heal your relationship with joy. Not every moment has to be productive. Not every hobby has to be business. Not every creative idea has to be perfect before you share it to someone. Your inner child needs space. Painting, singing, cooking, gardening, dancing, dating as well, she included, playing, just to awaken your inner child, spending time with children, playing with children, creating something simply because just it feels good. Children may also become part of this healing journey. Your own children may need more support, or they may awaken healing. They may awake the healing within you. If you have wounds around children's fertility, parenting, or your own childhood, this transit may gently bring them to the surface. Romance may also ask you to look at self-worth. Do you try to impress people with money or status? Do you feel you must prove your value to be loved? Ask yourself that. Chiron in Taurus says you're lovable, even when you're not achieving this. Your joy, Capricorn, matters. And the joy should not be productive. Your creativity is the medicine here. This transit helps you return to part of yourself that simply wants to feel alive without anything to be produced. Aquarius Rising. Aquarius, this is you. And Chiron in Taurus, it is in your 4th house of home, family roots, ancestry, emotional safety, childhood, mother themes, and private life themes. This is a deep root healing transit. It may bring up old wounds around family, belongings, emotional security, or the place you call home. The wound may be, I do not belong here. My family did not understand me. Home does not feel safe. I had to become strong too early. Because Taurus rules security, Chiron here may bring question around housing, property, family, money, or the emotional atmosphere in your home. You may feel called to move, renovate, simplify, or create a more peaceful living space. You may want to live closer to nature now. You may crave land, a garden, animals, or a slower lifestyle. Food and family healing may become so important. Cooking together, sharing meals, or reconnecting through simple rituals can be deeply healing. Mother wounds may also come to the surface. This can involve your literal mother, your maternal line, or the way you mother yourself. When Chiron squared Pluto in Aquarius in your 1st house, this becomes even more personal. You're changing, your identity is transforming. And as you become more powerful, your family system may react. But Aquarius, you are not here to remain small, so others feel comfortable with that. This transit teaches you home is not only a place. Home is an inner root. Home is a place inside me where I stop abandoning myself. It's right here. You're healing the foundation of your life. Pisces. Pisces Rising, here it's you, Pisces, and here it's Chiron in Taurus in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house is the house of communication, learning, writing, speaking, siblings, neighbors, short trips, and the mind. This transit brings healing through your voice. You may become aware of old wounds around speaking up. Maybe you were not listening to. Maybe your words were dismissed. Maybe you felt you were not clear enough, not confident enough. The wound may be my voice does not matter. If I say something, I will say it wrong. People will misunderstand me anyway. I need to stay quiet to feel safe. But Pisces, your words can be deeply healing. You may not always speak loudly. You may not always speak in perfect structure. But your words carry a mission. Your voice can soften people, Pisces. Your writing can touch people's hearts, Pisces. Your ideas, Pisces, can help others feel seen. This is a powerful transit for writing, teaching, podcasting, counseling, astrology, content, poetry, spiritual communication, or any work where your voice becomes a medicine for the people. Where you may also be healing around siblings or close relatives. Difficult conversation may arise, but so you can deeply understand. Short trips, nature walks, countrysides, drives, or peaceful local spaces can also help you regulate your nervous system. When Chiron square Pluto in Aquarius, in your 12th house, hidden fears may influence communication. You may feel something strongly before you can explain it. Meditate first, ground yourself first, then speak up. Chiron in Taurus in your 3rd house says, my voice is safe. My words have value. I do not need to be perfect to be heard. No one needs to be perfect to be heard. Pisces. So there, my beautiful souls, Chiron in Taurus is not punishing us. It is there to bring us back to what is real. Back to the body, back to earth, back to simple beauty, back to honest values, back to self-worth that does not depend on money, status, appearance, or approval. How wonderful is that? This transit may reveal where we have been living from scarcity, where we have been afraid to receive, where we have been holding on tightly, where we have been buying comfort instead of building peace, where we have forgotten that our body is sacred. But it also gives us a chance to heal slowly, steadily, brick by brick. Chiron in Taurus teaches us that true security is not only in the bank account. It is in our nervous system. It is in our body. It is within us. If we feel safe, if we feel secure, it's a feeling. Is it in our relationship with nature? It is in the food we eat. It is in the values we live by. It is in what we know. It is in the affirmation, I'm enough. I have enough within me. I can build a life that feels safe, beautiful, and true. If this video resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and comment down below your rising sign and where Chiron in Taurus falls in your chart. Thank you for being here, and I will see you on the next video. All the best.